Welcome to our informational video on the value of working for a company with an employee stock ownership plan, ESOP. Today, we'll explore the benefits and advantages of being part of an ESOP company. Let's jump right in. All right, first question. What is an ESOP and how does it work?
It is the employee stock option program. The growth of it is based on our profitability and performance as a team.
But an ESOP stands for Employee Stock Ownership Plan. It's a retirement plan governed by the IRS and the U.S. Department of Labor. And it's a vehicle that provides stock in your company year after year into your accounts for free. So it requires no investment on the part of the employees. It's fully funded by the company cash flows. So every year you're going to get stock in your account for free. That stock we expect to grow over time. And when you retire or otherwise leave the company, you could sell that stock back and get funds that you could use to fund your retirement. So that's what an ESOP's about.
It creates next level ownership. So it's one thing to be proud about the company you work for, but if you're a partial owner in the company, it's a whole nother level. That's kind of what it means to me, and I really appreciate it.
Question 2. How does an ESOP benefit employees?
LinkUs, being an ESOP shareholder, benefits us as employees because it provides money into our retirement without us having to put money into it. It offers tax advantages to both the company and us as employees, and gives us kind of a little bit of a say because we have an ESOP committee where anybody can join, and anybody that wants to be involved in it can ask questions and have their concerns or questions answered. It's a very open committee, and just again a great opportunity for really any employee and all employees that are involved.
It is a great way to take control of your saving for retirement. It's a free retirement. We don't add funds to. We're just compensated for our time and our hard work.
The main point that I hope you take away from when you're learning about your ESOP is that you understand the ESOP is a wonderful opportunity for employee owners. It allows an employee to share in the value that they're helping to create at the company they work at, where before the ESOP, the previous owner or owners received all the benefit of the value creation of this company. Now, as an employee-owned business, the employees that are contributing to that value get to realize that value.
Question 3. What happens to an employee's ESOP shares when they retire or leave the company?
When we leave the company, it'll still grow and continue to do so and change with our evaluations. And after 5 years, we can collect it.
Okay, so when an employee decides to separate with the company, the typical way that distribution occurs is that they'll usually have to wait 5 years depending on their account balance, and if it's over the 5,000, it usually is a 5-year wait period. And we'll usually run an audit, and after that, the employee will, or the former employee will receive installments of whatever their amount is over the years. And if an employee does retire from the company, then after that they will start a distribution with them as well.
And once an employee retires, then in the year following their retirement, they will start getting paid the value of their stock. So they have their stock that they've accumulated in their account, again, for free, absolutely 100% paid for by the company. Then the year after they leave, that stock is then sold back to the company over time, over typically a 5-year period. And so every year that employee is going to get 20% of that value as an income stream over 5 years. When an employee leaves, let's say they quit or they're terminated, they may have a waiting period. I think maybe a 5-year waiting period, and then they could receive a distribution. They could roll those funds over into a 401k or an IRA, individual retirement account. And so there's typically a waiting period if an employee leaves or is terminated.
Question 4. Can employees actively participate in the decision-making process of an ESOP company?
Yes, employees do have a large participation in ESOP companies, and I could say this especially in ours. We do hold a quarterly ESOP meeting, and in those meetings we usually touch on basis of how the company is growing, maybe points on where we're losing certain value in our money and our stocks, and how we can churn that and make it more profitable. And I think that these ESOP meetings are a great opportunity for any employee to either give their input on what they think we should be spending more of our resources on, or maybe where we're spending too many resources. And this is always a great opportunity for anybody that works for the company to get involved. And it's great to work for an ESOP company because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. All employees have the opportunity to be on the committee. It truly allows us as employees to help make decisions and get in the information that we want out that ESOP.
I certainly think that it's been my experience as an ESOP trustee of a few hundred companies at this point, that best practices for an employee-owned business to get that feedback from the workers, to listen to their employees. I think the best ideas come from the employees that are doing the work every day. Does have a board in place with an appropriate level of independence on the board. As an ESOP, you have me as a trustee, as I've explained, your advocate, to have that relationship with the board of directors. And in my role, reviewing the financials and valuing the firm once a year, and participating in board meetings, I'm certainly the voice of the employees and the advocate. So there's certainly that element. Myself as a professional independent party, looking out for the employee's best interest. So there is that unique component in the ESOP that's built in.
Question 5. How can an ESOP contribute to employee satisfaction and retention?
I guess the biggest thing would be growth. For me, when I think of this is in ESOP, is as we grow as a company and as we grow as individuals and employees of the company, it's a value to us because it's more money that can be put into our retirement, again, without us having to put anything into it. So I believe it keeps technicians and employees longer because they know that every day that they're out there working and every day that we're out there growing, it's an opportunity for more money to be put into that ESOP. And realistically, I think it's something that drives individuals and applicants towards our company because of being an ESOP shareholder or shareholder company.
Yeah, absolutely. Studies have shown that employee-owned businesses perform better than their non-employee-owned competitors. And it makes sense, right? Why? In a traditional business, you have one or two owners, and in an employee-owned business, you've got a company-wide ownership. And so the employees tend to recognize that they've got a vested interest in doing those little things, doing the little extra to help that company be successful because it's going to benefit them. It's a very unique opportunity.
And the last question, can you share a personal experience of how being a part of an ESOP has benefited you?
Yeah, so I mean, as far as ESOP and how it's benefited me is again just every year being able to get that letter to see how much I invested into my ESOP and to understand as the business is growing and what we're actively out there doing today is just increasing the ESOP again every day, every month, every year. Every project that we do with new solar coming on and custom integration out there and what the core team continues to do day in and day out is just an opportunity for all of our ESOP to continue to grow. And I take pride in what I do. And I always tell my employees to take pride in what they do because what each one of us does individually on every single day affects everybody else's ESOP. So it's crucially important that we continue to have great employees and so how I kind of contribute to that is just by helping grow the business.
The comfort and the peace of mind that I know that I have a retirement savings for my future that I can rely on.
Thank you for joining us today and learning about the value of working for an ESOP company. If you're seeking a workplace where you can truly make a difference and have a stake in the company's success, an ESOP would be an incredible opportunity for you. Join us today and become an owner of your own destiny.